A very good evening to everyone. Welcome to Global Online. And here we are back with our UGC NTA NET Paper 1 preparation for 2022 batch, which is a live class sharp at 9 p.m. And today we are here with our next topic, that is Research Aptitudes Maha Marathon. So today we'll be having Maha Marathon for the topic Research Aptitude, wherein we have 25 questions, and we'll see how these things are going to go ahead. So quickly, let's take a quick update. Now, yes, as you all know that UGC NTA NET, we have that is Global Online will come up with a new batch that is starting from 14th of April, wherein you will have the logical lectures live at 9 p.m. daily. It consists of daily live lectures, notes on all the topics in the form of PDF, last 10-year question papers with solution key, as well as test series which will be having more than 2,500 MCQs as in practice. At the same time, you can download the Global Online app, which is, the app form, wherein you have all the details. The fees for paper 1 is rupees 3,000. You have the contact detail is given in case if you have any doubt, please get in touch with the given contact number in order to get further details. At every day after the live lecture, that is after the lecture is conducted, on whichever topic the lecture is conducted, we have an evaluation test. So it's like a time for review whatever you have learned. So even today we have an evaluation test, and the name of the test is RA006. So this is the name or the code of the test. So you can go and attempt the test in order to just check your assessment or your review for the lecture. So yes, and a very important news that very soon, that is coming soon, stay tuned, we have a crash course on teaching aptitude that will be scheduled on 13th of April 2022. By tomorrow's lecture, you will come to know the exact time when the crash course is going to get conducted. So you can get in come live, understand the topic of teaching aptitude, though we have done the teaching aptitude, but on request of all the students, and in order to cover everything in one go, we are going to conduct teaching aptitude as in crash course, which is in one go we are going to understand everything, all the concepts of teaching aptitude. Yes, coming to this research aptitude. Now, research aptitude from examination point of view, you have 5 questions, you have total number of 10 marks, so each question carries 2 marks. Now, coming up to the syllabus, we last whole week we were doing MCQs. Every time I told you that whenever you start with a topic, please start with a syllabus. So we have research, wherein we studied meaning types, characteristics, positivism and post-positivist approach. We studied methods of research. We have seen the questions on steps, thesis and article writing, application of ICT and research. As I said, in second cycle also we will be taking the question. This is the first cycle, but on an average we have completed some topics which are left. Will be ensuring that is completed in the second part, that is upcoming second cycle of MCQs. Now, yes, so that's all for the day. We have 25 questions to do, so we will start with the questions. A very good evening to everyone. So yes, before we start, so for today's test, you have to be a warrior, not a worrier. I know some students may not have prepared, but there is an updated news that in the month of June you may have your examination. Official news, no declaration of dates are yet given, but still June, July you will be having your exams. This is by default, everyone is aware. So you have to just ensure that today's test will make you understand what exactly is your performance and from what level you have to start with your preparation for paper 1. So best luck to everyone for today's test. We have 25 questions. Every question we will be seeing, we will be going through the answers, we will be understanding in case if it is difficult to understand, and at the end of the series or at the end of the marathon, you have to just update your score and you yourself can judge your evaluation. Okay, so let's start. All the best to everyone. Here comes your question number 1. Spotting gaps in research literature is the chief way of identifying research questions. So in this context, given context, spotting gaps in research literature refers to what? Is it identifying under-researched areas? Is it recognizing the gap between two research background? Is it identifying the inconsistent findings in an area of research, or it is recognizing the gap in the characteristics of sample and population? So from the given option, you have to give the correct option or the correct code. Now the reason is we have to now keep the speed in mind. Okay, I know that this is a practice sessions, but unless and until you do not give yourself a time management, it's not going to work out. So you may sound bit faster when I read the question and go ahead, because we need to get an idea in what sense you can complete the set of questions. Okay, very good. We have started getting questions. So code A from Ajay. So it will be better if you write the question number and answer. It will be better for others also. Okay, we have started getting answers. Sorry, here is a small error. It is D. Okay, so yes. So someone has okay. Ajay has, okay, Ajay, I think for format he has deleted the message. Okay, fine. I hope everyone, those who are answering, those who are still not answered, students, just ensure that everyone participates well. Even if you don't know, try to understand and analyze the question and answer. So if you see spotting gaps, okay, it means identifying the gaps in the literature review is what exactly the chief way of identifying research questions. So that's how, we know very well that when we read research literature, we try to get an idea exactly how to proceed with our research as a researcher. Okay, so in that case, the question talks about, in this context, spotting gaps in the research literature. It refers to what? So first thing is that when you are reading a literature review, or when you are reading a research literature, as a researcher, what is your job or what is your responsibility? So is it that you identify the under researched areas? Yes, you can also call it, I have been using the word like untouched, untapped research areas. So yes, that's what you do when you are reading the literature. Recognizing the gap between two researchers' background. Do you think that we really have to understand, is anything related to literature review has to do with the researcher background? Definitely not. B will not be an option. So straight away your option number B and option number C gets cancelled. Okay, where B. So research does not have to do anything with the background of the researcher. Okay. Then let's see now, identifying inconsistent findings in an area of research. Okay, let's assume that you do not know anything about this. Okay, this little sentence is confusing for you. Then, recognizing gap in the characteristics of sample and population. So, recognizing the gap between the, what it is talking, recognizing the gap in the characteristics of sample and population. See, you can't do that, because I mean to say sample and population is what is a part of your data collection. Now data collection, we know, is not an easy task, so many people could not complete their research on time just because of data collection. So data collection, you will never be as a researcher, you will never go for recognizing the gap between sample and population. You will never do that, because it's very, very critical part. So it means that when we talk about literature review, spotting the gaps, we can do it only understanding the under researched areas and identifying inconsistent findings. Okay, now inconsistent findings in an area of research. So that is basically what we do. Like depending upon your data collection, your findings should be consistent, but then if it is inconsistent, that's what we identify. So the right option is option number A and option number C. It means your code A goes to right. Now all those who have given option number D, okay, in option D I have explained you why recognizing the gaps in characteristics of sample and population will not be your main motto of spotting the gaps. Data collection, as I said, it's not in the hand of researcher. Okay, we definitely try to understand the population, we recognize the respondents, but at the end of the day, unless and until the respondent does not revert back, it is very difficult for the researcher to conduct the research. So in that sense, spotting gaps will come in only two aspects, that is the research areas and the findings. Is it clear? Okay, those who have got the answers right will have a positive mark. Those who have got the answers right will mark positive for yourself. That's how you're going to evaluate yourself. Okay, going to question number 2 now. Now, inductive approach and deductive approach, we have learned this. We have learned this very well in teaching aptitude, as well as we have learned it in research also. So let's understand what is the question. According to open paradigm, now what is the meaning of paradigm? Paradigm is nothing but pattern. So according to the pattern of research, following sequence is followed by the researcher. So this is the sequence which is given. That is theory, generation of hypothesis, then the data collection is done, data analysis and results is done. The hypotheses are either based on the analysis whether they are confirmed or rejected, and there is a revision of theory. So this way of conceptualizing research is based on what? Whether it is an inductive approach, whether it is a deductive approach, whether it is a qualitative approach, or whether it is interpretative approach. So we have done this very well. Still there is a doubt. Still some question. Okay, students have started answering question number 2. Others also, if you want, read the question properly. Okay. Pushpa, what happened? Is it a typing error? Okay. We will come. So as everyone has very clearly given deductive approach, I don't know, some students, not even a single student, Revati, you and Pushpa, I don't know what happened, why you went wrong. See, it was given clearly. See, when we talk about a deductive, that is a top-down approach, inductive, that is a bottom-up approach. When we talk about deductive approach, wherein we start with a theory, okay, hypothesis, based on that we have framed the hypothesis, observation we do, and we come to a conclusion in the form of rejection or confirmation. That is whether your null hypothesis is rejected or accepted, or your alternate hypothesis is rejected or accepted. That's how we do. We reduce down it to deductive approach. The question was very simple. Okay, see, they have given theory, generation of hypothesis. Okay, they just have confused you with this words, that is data collection. Obviously, after you generate an hypothesis, after you frame your hypothesis, you will go for collecting the data, analyzing the data, and you do this observation. Okay, and then only you come to a conclusion with the help of confirmation or rejection. So the question was very clear, just they have confused you again. Revision of theory, it means that the theory which you have framed, that will be revised based on what? Based on your hypothesis. Okay, and that's how they have added over here, which is nothing but it is called as what? Deductive approach. Okay. Whereas where you go for inductive approach, you observe a particular pattern, you frame a sentence, a statement, and based on that you generalize a theory. So when you talk about deductive approach, based on generalizations, you come to a specific example. Whereas in inductive approach, with the help of specific example or activity, you come to a generalization. Many students, Shreya, what is your doubt? You just let me know. But here, the question was very crystal clear. And deductive and inductive approach, questions are coming regularly, but the questions are a little bit twisted, just to make you, go confused and come up with a wrong choice. So be careful in that. Okay. Now, third question. The question is easy, just read it very carefully. Okay, the research that is based on naturalism is known as what? Okay, something which is natural. The research which is based on naturalism is known as what? Whether it is a field research, whether it is a descriptive research, whether it is a casual research, or whether it is none of the above. So when you come to question number 3, you have to identify the research which is based on naturalism. So the research examples are given, that is either it is a field, either it is descriptive, either it is casual, or either it is none. Okay. Fine. Shreya, I was waiting for any doubt if you have. So you know very well, descriptive research is based on what? Individual experiences. It is on experiences. It is not natural. Casual research conducts, it is based on what? An experiment which can give you the cause and effect. None of the above is not an option. So obviously, which is the research which is based on natural or naturalism is nothing but that is you're called as what? It is you're called as field research. Okay, so till now the things are going. Sujata, why it will be descriptive research? I have given very clearly. The question is saying very clearly it is based on natural, I mean to say happening. So descriptive research is based on what? The experiences which is shared by the individual or the group. Please try to understand. Small, casual research is something basically which is based on the cause and effect relationship. Okay, fine. Sujata, be careful. In case if you have not understood, I hope now it is very clear. Now, question number 4. So this is just to show you, small confusion, how it can create a huge storm in your mind. So just be careful in reading the questions. Now see the next question. Which research refers to scientific study and seek practical solution of a problem? Now please read it very clearly. Which research refers to scientific study and can seek a practical solution of a problem? That is, whether it is a basic research, whether it is applied research, whether it is experimental research, or whether it is descriptive research. Okay, so just read it carefully. Here also silly mistakes you can come across, so read it carefully and then you can answer it. If you want, I will just once again read, which is based on what? A scientific study. Okay, and it comes to what? It comes to a practical problem. So what is that? Okay, I've started getting answer. Okay. Yes. Shreya, I will take that at the end because that part, it's now long back. I was asking you what was your doubt. Okay, fine. So we are getting answers, but I don't know, there is some misunderstanding in reading the questions. Okay, I'm just waiting for everyone to answer. Okay, now see, I just was analyzing what is happening. Now see, if you see, which research is refers to scientific study and practical solution. Now basic research, I hope everyone knows, that is based on what? The fundamental principles. Okay, the basic principles. Descriptive research, okay, which is based on the descriptions or the experiences which are shared by the individual and group. So here what I have seen, that there is a confusion between applied research and experimental research. Okay, some of them said it is B and some of them said it is C. Now if you go with experimental research, okay, so experimental research is basically where you acquire new knowledge, okay, based on the observation. So you said no scientific study, okay, based on the observation, maybe that is there in the mind. But second part of the if you read the theory very carefully, that's the reason I said every lecture, I said the moment I completed my theory classes, you people please do the reading. There is one specific statement in experimental research that it comes to a particular fact of observation, or it observes the process of phenomena, okay, but without any application in use. It does not applies any any application. Whereas if you study the definition of applied research, now applied research is that research which basically talks about what? It talks about a scientific study that helps to solve a particular problem. That is, it means it gives, with the help of application, it gives a practical solution. And that's how the answer here is right, is the applied research. And if you see any textbook, they have given a clear indication that applied research, that's the reason I have made it bold also. Applied research refers to scientific study and that seeks a solution, that is solution to the practical problem. Is it clear? One more confusion, descriptive research. See, applied research, you got it now, Shreya. Applied research, I have clearly made you understood that applied research is something where you apply a principle, okay, scientific study, scientific principle, and you try to find out, the practical problem, solution to a practical problem. Whereas in experimental research, you do not apply, you just observe the facts. There is no application over there. Okay. Now, when I said descriptive research, Shreya, others also, okay, it talks about the characteristics of the population, that is in the form of the experiences. That is, the wide range of data or a particular question pertaining to the population or the sample. So it describes your sample individual experiences or the group experiences. So it is basically used to describe the characteristics, the attributes, the features. That is the difference. There is no application over here. I hope it is very clear now. Yes, fine. So please be careful because there were a lot of wrong answers also. Experimental research, many of them marked it. So that's how I have brought a lot of confusion question just to make the things very clear. Okay. Now let's go to question number 5. Research which is used to solve the instant problems, especially in education. Now see, here they have just with an example, they have confused you. Okay. Research which is used to solve instant problems, especially in the education, are known as what? Either they are called as descriptive research, or they are called as action research, or they are called as casual research, or they are called as experimental research. So what basically is, example of the given question? Casual research, someone was having doubt, I told very clearly, cost and effect relationship. Okay, fine. I have started getting answers. I have skipped, maybe in case if I have skipped some messages, please, in case if you have a doubt, so do let me know. Others, those who are a bit late, no problem, you can start your marathon from here. Okay, very good. Very good. So everyone has got it very clearly, though there was little confusion with the example they have added. So it talks about what? Research which solves with, research which comes up with immediate actions. Okay. It's nothing but it is called as what? It is called as action research. Now here, just to confuse you, they have just given here, especially in field of education. It can be in any field. Any research which comes up with an immediate solution is called as what? Action research. So very well, everyone has scored. So I hope you are updating your scores. Just a motivation for yourself and judging yourself. Okay. Going to question number 6. A positive correlation, okay, is present when? A positive correlation is present when? Okay. So they are asking you about what? A positive correlation. When two variables move in opposite direction, when two variables move in same direction, one variable goes up, one comes down, one goes up and one goes up. Okay, see, if you can easily eliminate here also, several variables never changes. So what is the right answer for this? Positive correlation is called as what? Now this one. Moshmi, you have raised the doubt. See, in casual research, okay, the action, the subjects, you can say the variables, the research subjects are properly known. Why? Because it has already occurred. The cause and effect has already occurred. Whereas in your experimental research, it can be random selection. You can do experiment basis on random selection, which is not the condition in casual research. Okay. Okay. Which question, Shreya? This question, a positive. They are asking you about a relationship, a co-relationship or relationship between the variables. So when we can say, there is a positive correlation or when there is a negative correlation. So basically that is, whether the relationship between two or more things or two or more variables you can say. Okay. So when it is positive and when it is negative. Many of them have given the correct answer, but I hope you understand what is the concept of positive correlation and negative correlation with the example. I'll give you an example also. No doubt the answer is right. When two variables move in the same direction, they are called as positive correlation. We have an example also. So a positive correlation exists when variable moves in the same direction. So if you see the person's age and the number of wrinkles, that is as the age increases, the number of wrinkles also increases. Okay, it means the number of the aging sign gets seen by the number of wrinkles. So that aging sign will be reflected only with the person's age. As it is moving ahead, the wrinkles, you can make out easily. Whereas if I say negative correlation, now that is the relationship between two variables in which one increases, another decreases. Okay. Now, no, Lakshman, see, in negative it is what you said, where data goes in same direction. No, negative data will be having two opposite directions. So one increases, other decreases. Like for example, if you talk about the height above the sea level and temperature. So when we, like for example, when we go high, I mean to say increase in the height, decreases the temperature. So that is how you correlate, that is negative correlation is seen. So that is one, inverse relationship you can say, and here in positive correlation you can say direct relationship. So this direct and inverse relationship actually are the economical terms, but you can use over there. So positive correlation shows the direct relation and negative correlation shows the inverse relation. One goes up and one comes down. Is it clear? Okay, fine. Yes. So let's come to question number 7. Question number 7 now. See, which research strategy is described over here? So you have to talk about the research strategy in the form of theory or the research. Okay. Now what they are telling, theory is developed from data generated by series of observation or interviews, principally involving an inductive approach. Okay. So now we have just now understood what is inductive approach. Okay. So when you talk about, inductive approach, okay, and with that inductive approach, you are coming up with what? You are coming up with a particular set of observations, okay, or you can say you are coming up with a particular set of principles. So inductive approach. So you know very well inductive approach starts with what? It starts with observation, okay, and then we propose the theories, but based on what? Based on the pattern and based on the hypothesis. So inductive approach, I mean to say, how it will be connected to the given example. So what type of theory you can say, whether it is a ethnography theory, whether it is a grounded theory, whether it is an action research, or whether it is an experiment. They are saying about what? They are saying about inductive approach. As just now I taught you, wherein a series of observation goes with the help of pattern with a tentative statement which you make, and then you come up with a theory. So in such case, Lakshman, I don't know. I mean to say, what exactly you are trying to say. I am not able to get direction. No, we are not talking about any direction. We are talking about the two variables which are having the relation. So in research terminology, when you will say it is a positive relation or when you say it is a negative relation, you talk from research point of view. See from research point of view. Okay, fine. Now see, those who have given the answer as ethnography. Now here, if you remember, we have very well studied that day. When you talk about ethnographic research, it's something, which is related to a group, a culture, norm. So where you can see a series of observation they have given, they have just simply given who is observed, it's not mentioned. They have just said that a theory is developed by generating the observation, a pattern of observation with the help of the hypothesis, and then they come up with what? They come up with a principle. Okay, it means a theory. So in that thing, where ethnography use, I don't understand. Okay, In what way you're saying experiment, I didn't realize. I mean to say, when you're talking about experiment, observation of facts, okay, but they are telling about what they are telling, it is clearly written with an inductive approach. It means something new comes up. So when you do this type of experiment, it will be only called as a grounded theory, where you do not have any base. You start a set with only observations on some particular pattern, and then you come up with what? You come up with something which is completely new, with a scratch you have started. I mean, nothing was there. You just based on observation, you started and you have developed a theory. So in that case, it is called as a grounded theory. Yeah, the theory of development is grounded theory. Yes, but Manoharan, what you want to say over here? I mean to say, here that's what they have given. See, they have not given you any specific thing. Okay, only they have said a theory which is developed with a series of observation. Okay, with nothing they have and they have added the word as inductive approach. So in that sense, it goes to what? It goes to grounded theory. Is it clear? Okay. Now, again, we have done this in one of the theory lectures. So I hope you remember what is the research describing. Okay, developmental changes. Okay, now developmental changes in individuals by studying the same group at different age levels. Okay, now see over here, they have used the word as developmental changes. So when you are describing a research with certain developmental changes by studying the same group, this is what the basic main keyword is, at different age level. So whether it will be called as the development study, whether it will be called as the trend study, whether it will be called as the longitudinal growth study, or whether it will be called as cross-sectional growth study. We have done this in our theory class very well, what it will be called as. Okay, we have started getting answer for question number 8. Fine. Okay, answers have been slowed down. Students are thinking over it. Okay, now see, here the keyword was very easily given, developmental changes with the same age group. It means now the age group is at 5 years. Okay, they have been studied till the time they come from 5 to 10, then to 15, then to 20, maybe up to their 40s or up to their 50s or senior. So when we talk about such a huge length of study, such study will be called as the longitudinal growth study. Cross-sectional, it means from one section to another section. Cross-sectional, please, I don't know why students have given cross-sectional. Cross-sectional studies is, the exam, I mean to say, when you talk about cross-sectional study, it is from one section, okay, to the another. So like for example, a particular group you can take, okay, or you can, you can take an example of a particular habit, okay, from one set to another set, where you are defining the population. Like for example, vegetarians to non-vegetarians, people who are addicted to certain habits, the one who are not addicted to certain healthy habits and bad habits. So in such case, we can go with a cross-sectional, okay, depending upon the ages, the location and the backgrounds. But in this example or this case of the question, they have given same age group. So that becomes what? That becomes your longitudinal growth study. Is it clear? Okay. Question number 8. I hope it is very clear with everyone. Okay, Lakshman, it is C only. Fine. Okay. Now, question number 9. Question number 9 talks about a form of reasoning. Okay. Now, see what they have given. I hope it is very clear with everyone, or because I didn't get any message whether it is clear. Okay, fine. Now, okay, Neelam, you have raised one doubt, that is trend analysis. Okay, so trend analysis in research, basically, like for example, you can take a population, same population of people, with the opinions, like difference of opinions, a difference, like for example, when you talk about market research, okay, this the survey samples. So in that sense, you can take an example of, trend analysis. I'll give you one example. Let us take an example of that is elections. Okay, so the what trend in this election was seen, okay, whether the youngsters, the elderly people, so what exactly was the trend seen in the population when they came for voting or in the election period. So that is, you can say, as trend analysis. Is it clear? Okay, fine. Now question number 9, sorry, students have already started answering. Which form of reasoning is the process of drawing a specific conclusion from a set of premises? Now see, here they have given it very clearly. You are coming to what? You are coming to a specific conclusion from the set of premises. Okay, I hope it is very clear. Okay, I'm still getting answers, just a minute. Okay, now I hope here, those who, in case if you're not understanding, premises is nothing but a statement. Okay, so from this set of statement you come to a specific conclusion. So basically it is called as what? So 9th, again there is confusion. Okay, yes, I hope Lakshman, you're talking about, yes, you're talking about trend analysis example. Okay, so see, again I mean to say the same thing I have explained, but still I don't know, some students answered C also. Now when I say C, like for example, okay, sorry, when I talk, specific, you're coming to a specific, that is from a set of general. What was the question? If you see, which form of reasoning is the process of drawing specific? It means that you come to a specific conclusion from the set of what? From the set of statement. So you have a general statements, and from that you come to a specific conclusion. You call that as a deductive reasoning. I do not know, some students here, I just answered, because some students have even answered C. I don't know why. Say inductive and deductive, no, I have observed this. Though the topics are very clear, still I don't know why students get confused when the question comes little bit in different day. Yes, Deepa, I'll repeat it in this last set. 2 doubts I have. The Shreya's doubt is also there. I think it is cleared, but still, okay, I'll come to it. Just remind me at the end. Fine. Okay, now yes, Sujata, very clearly you have written. But we are talking about what rule? We are talking about inductive or deductive. The question was, you're coming to a specific conclusion. See, again I'm telling, drawing a specific conclusion from the statement is deductive. Yes, Manoharan, it is right. Yes, you can say yes, a general to particular also. Fine. Okay, now coming to question number 10. Which of the following is the first step in research process? So this particular question is from the steps of research. That is, yes, interpretation, but that is important, Lakshman. Interpretation itself is important. Okay, so which is the first step in research process? We have done steps in research: to explore the information, survey of related literature, identification of a problem, or finding solution. A very easy question. Everyone should score in this very well. Let's see how you are scoring in this question. Very well. Steps of on steps, nowadays bit easier questions you have, but in between only something happens to them, they all put confusing statements again to confuse you. But here it was very clear. Formulation of a research problem, or you also called it as what? Identification of a problem. Everyone has went right, is your first basic step in research. Maybe is a bonus question for you. So yes, we have completed first 10 questions. We are bit running late. Okay, we are crossing because tentative time I have set, but anyways, now let's move little bit faster. Coming to question number, now this I have done with you, and I hope this time you are going to make it right. Purposely I have picked the questions. A statistical measure based on the a statistical measure based upon the entire population is called parameter. So population is called parameter. While measure based on sample will be called as what? Whether it will be called as parameter, whether it is called as inference, whether it is called as statistics, or whether it is none of the above, or none of this. Okay, It is very easy. We have done this many a times. Yes. Question number 11, everyone. Okay. Very good. Yes. Very good. So if you remember, for parameter we have studied population. Okay. Same as for sample we have statistics. So yes, very good. Coming to the right answer is statistics, because in MCQ series this was going tough. So just I purposely brought it just to make it clear for everyone. Okay. Now, question number 12. Now, please read it. As Lakshman also said, interpretation. Here also you will do some wrong thing while interpreting the sentence. In random sampling, okay, so when you are going for a random sampling, the probability of selecting an item from the population is what? Whether it is unknown, whether it is non-zero, whether it is undecided, or it is none. Okay, what is the probability, okay, of especially it is random sampling. So what is the probability of selecting an item from the population? Question number 12 we are into. Okay. No answer I am getting. Everyone is answering with 11 only yet. Your reading is very important. If you do not understand the question, it becomes, difficult. Interpret. I'm purposely not saying anything. Let me check out how many of them come correctly. Okay, fine. There are hardly few answers came for question number 12. Okay, now see. Now please remember here, okay, when we talk about random sampling, okay, when we talk about random sampling, I hope we have done sampling very well in my theory classes. Now see, anyone who has missed the theory classes, I will come up with that, in your crash course now. Okay, so I know, the students are asking me the doubt, but maybe they didn't recall, or maybe if I'm not able to clear it, I will do it in the crash course. But still you need to know that you need to have these topics clear. So when I'm talking about, in random sampling, in random it means, the way you pick up the sample, it is on random basis. So what is the probability, that you will select the sample? Every sample which is there has an equal probability that they will be selected. Okay, they will be selected. Now it means that instead of using the word having or equal, they have used the word as non-zero. So if you see the meaning of non-zero, it means that is having equal or involving or being equal chance of getting selected. Because in random sampling you do not know, you randomly pick up. It means there are, till the time you pick up, there are all possibilities and probabilities that every sample may get selected. Only after finalizing it, it comes to to a end. That is, it's nothing but it is called as non-zero. Okay. Deepa, I will come to your problem, because you will, if I keep, I'll just read your doubts later on. At the end you put, or if not today, I'll sort out all your doubts. Okay, because this Maha marathon it's not that, but it should end. Don't worry, your doubts also will be solved. Okay, fine. Okay, I hope this question is very clear. Sujata, see, now when you talk about unknown and undecided, see, one is, okay, this option is not only there. We do not consider this option because we are talking about sampling. Okay. So when we talk about the probability of selecting an item in random sampling, random, it means you pick up them randomly. Till the time you pick up, there is a equal chances that everyone can, get a chance of being picked up. So, but if it unknown, it means you're telling it's not known or it is not decided. Okay, but that doesn't comes in the case of random sampling. In random sampling, all the samples have an equal chance of getting picked up. And that's the reason they have just confused you the word as non-zero. Is it clear? Okay. Going to question number 13. Again, one of the easiest question, workshops. What are workshops meant for? Are they meant for non-zeros? It means having or being getting an equal chance. That's what the Neelam, the question, the meaning is. Okay. Now, workshops are meant for what? Are they meant for giving lectures? Are they meant for multiple group targets? Are they meant for showcase new theories? Or they meant for, hands-on experience? Non-zero, Rupali, I said having equal chance. Okay, the meaning of non-zero. Yes, so very good. Workshop we have done many a times in teaching aptitude also, as well as in this also. So it is basically talking about what? It is basically talking about hands-on experience or training. Very good. 13th everyone has done correctly. Okay, let's move to question number 14. Now this is also on sampling. Okay, so we have done the sampling slide. So in the purposive method of sampling design, items are selected according to what? Are they selected according to the law of certainty? Are they selected according to the law of probability? Are they selected based on personal judgment, or none of the above? So what does it mean? Okay, what is the in purposive sampling, the items selected are based on what type of law, you can say, or the given options? Okay. You should know the meaning, what exactly is law of certainty and law of probability. But in case if you remember the purposive sampling when I taught you, so that it will also help you to give the answer correctly. Okay. Question number 14 everyone. Okay, I've started getting answer. Okay, fine. 14th. Okay, some are right, some are wrong. Okay, fine. So please try to understand. First of all, if you remember, when we talk about purposive sample, okay, so purposive sample is actually based on the researcher's convenience. It is also called as convenient sampling. Okay, now if you say law of certainty, so law of certainty is something which depends upon the legal aspects, rules. So we have not made any rules. Law of probability, it talks about what? It talks about basic, law you can take. Here it is conditional law. Okay, there is a law, but there is a condition for that law. And personal judgment, as I said, when we talk about purposive method, it is convenience. Convenient to whom? To the researcher. So based on his personal convenient as a form of judgment, the person gets, the item gets selected. So it is nothing but it is called as personal judgment. Okay. Rupali, all are mixed. They are not specifically previous year questions. All are mixed. Okay, so I can't tell you that it is exclusively only previous year. All whatever questions I have taken is a mix of practice and previous year. Fine. Is it clear with everyone? Okay. Now, question number 15. We still have more 10 to go. Now read question number 15 very carefully. Again, here if you misinterpret it, you will not get a right answer. A researcher wants to conduct a survey of the drug users. Okay, now which type of sampling technique will be most appropriate over here? Whether it will be sequential, whether it will be snowball, whether it will be quota sampling, or whether it will be a convenient sampling. So which type of which type of sample will work out for the researcher? Okay, this question, if I remember, I have taken in the last cycle, not in 2021, and that time I have explained that also students made it, a big mistake. Okay. Shreya, what quota is there over here? Drug users, in this what quota is there, where there is a quota for males, females or age? There is no quota. I have told you very well, quota sampling. See, those who are, I mean to say, again I'll repeat, some students are not yet clear with their concepts. So the best option is, okay, I can explain n number of times, but that is not working out, that I have seen. Okay, and this is a actual example. I'm coming, Gautami, I'm coming. You have to go back to the theory again and then come back. Otherwise, you till the end you will do same mistake. Quota is not there at all over here. Quota, it means where you put a restriction with the numbers, with the genders, with certain clauses. Okay. So here when we say, see, what was the question? Right answer is option number B. Right answer is option number B, snowball. Now why? See, a researcher wants to conduct a survey of the drug users, the one who are drug addict. Now no person will tell that they are drug addict, okay, and what made them to do that. So in such case, only the network will work out. I mean, with the help of networking, maybe you catch anyone, you know, who the network who knows that, you know, people who take drugs. So please remember that when we talk about drug users, I mean to say, when here in this example, something which openly is not accepted. So in that case, you have to use your networks. Okay. Now convenient sampling here, yes, no, snowball means network. Convenient, now what convenient? Like for example, if you talk about researchers' convenience of drug users, but researcher is not knowing only who are the drug users. Okay, so now what convenience, like what type of convenience are you expecting? Nothing. So here it is, the answer is snowball. Okay, yeah, it is a chain and network, you can say. We use the best word is network. Okay, fine. Then no, Shreya, it's not about saying sorry. I didn't mean for that, but you know what, this thing, if you do not stop here, no, it will go on and on till the end. So that's what I have told you. Just revise it very well. Okay. Now when you talk about sequential sampling, which you do not have in your syllabus, but still if you have a doubt, okay, when I say sequential sampling, no, it is something which is developed with the help of a tool or a technique, either statistical analysis, you can say, depending upon the sample size, where the time frame is fixed, where the advanced level of research, okay, I mean to say research sample size in the research with the help of tool and technique. So you have certain sequences. So that is based on what? Based on tools and techniques. That type of sequence, if you take, it is called as what? Sequential sampling. Fine. Okay. Now going to the next question is question number 16. Now this question purposely I have brought. We have done it just to check all my students are now very confirmed with this. We have done this in last week itself, just to ensure that I double check on you. Research can be conducted by the person who has studied the research, who holds a postgraduate degree, who possesses thinking and reasoning, or who is the hard worker. Because I didn't get 100% right answer, so today I want it. That's the reason I have brought it again. Very easy it is. Okay, 16th. Okay, 16th we have started getting answering. Jasmine, only today I am sorry if I have not gone in detail, because I just wanted to get an idea. If I am preparing for your crash course, I now know very well which topics I need to focus on for your batch. So that's what, but I will get an analysis only if I complete all the 25 questions. Okay, good, very good. I just am watching whether still there is any wrong answer. Sarika, please remember, research is conducted only by a person who has the ability to think and, the reasoning ability. Still I have, okay, Sarika has given answer for 15th. Okay, sorry. But still I'm just checking. Okay, so yes, your right answer is option number C. There are many such books and some websites also which have given wrong answer. So please remember, for research you need one person who has the thinking and reasoning ability. Fine. Okay, let's go to question number 7. Now, Deepa, this is the question was given, and I purposely brought, I told you, as I will be adding this question in a marathon. Which of the following is an example of primary data? I hope you all know there are 3 types of data: primary, secondary, and sources. Sources, you use the word, or data. So primary, secondary, and tertiary. So when you use primary and secondary togetherly, you call that data as tertiary data. Okay. So here they are asking you which is an example of primary data, whether it is a book, whether it is a journal, whether it is a newspaper, or whether it is a census report. Deepa, you may remember this question very well. So we'll discuss on this also. Yes. Seventeenth. Okay. Now see, this question is confusing. Some of them are right. Those who know the answer are right, but some of them has, okay. See now over here, when you talk about book, okay, when you talk about journal, okay, these are your secondary data. They are your secondary data. Okay. Now when you talk about census report, this is also your secondary data. See, census report, it means after collecting the census for 10 years, say after collecting the census at within the period of 10 years, you come up with a report. Okay, that report is given, that report is ready for anyone's reference. Okay. Now when you talk about newspaper is that which puts the actual happenings, in the coming proceedings. So newspaper, from this given data, the primary data example will be newspaper. Now here, newspaper articles are written about a specific event immediately after it is occurred. Okay, so from the given sources, newspaper will be considered as a primary data, not the book, not the journal, nor the census report. Is it clear? A net examination, you mean to say, the one who has when notification from net? No, see, as per the current notification, we have put an update also on the channel. They are saying it as first or second week of June, but yet there is no final official date. So till the time dates are not released, we will not we have to just take what notification they have given. So it is in the month of June as per the new news. Okay, fine. Yes. Question number 18 is also okay. Question number 18 talks about the evidence, that is camera, tape recorder, video tape, etc. are the devices. Evidence in the form of devices of observation. So they are which devices? Whether they will be called as the casual, whether they will be called as mechanical, whether they will be called as a technical, or they will be called as manual devices. So which are these devices, or under which category are these devices classified? Okay, see, let me tell you one thing, as one of the student asks about the notification. No need to get panic now, just to think now only 2 months are left, what I can do. Don't create a negative vibes under you. There is no official date now. Okay, so you have time. The only thing is, just think this is as a awakening call, and please try to start, get set, go. That's what I can tell. See, Google says census report is, like for example, it's primary data. But if you, you yourself understand it. Okay, I'm giving you an option. If the option of newspaper was not there, we could have went with census report. Why? Because if census report has come after the calculation, but now you know very well that newspaper gives us fresh news. So that depends. See, this one, Lakshman, this is the way net people will try to target you with the options. Now I'm just saying that now remove the option of newspaper, then the next option if you get it's the census report. But then that the questions are not framed like that. Otherwise every question the student will keep on challenging. So, is it clear? Okay. My name is Dr. Triptii Satya Sai Ram. I hope you're clear now. In the descriptions also I write, so you can find out from there also. Okay. Yes, so camera, tape recorder, videotapes, etc. are the devices which are called as mechanical devices for observation. Fine. Question number 19. Okay, now see. Here now see again, now what they have given, Lakshman, see again the twisted form of question over here. Books and books and records are primary sources in which of the research? So whether it is historical research, participatory research, clinical research, or is your laboratory research. Okay. In which of the research will books and records becomes the primary data? Okay, Lakshman, I don't know where you see. I just you said, so I even did Google out like census report they are talking about. So if you Google out and read, I don't know where you have read that, but it's the top of the sentence talks about common sources of census secondary data is the information collected by the government department, that is census. Okay, now if like for example 2021, okay, and they tell that census report of 2021 and you're writing the exam on 21, so that becomes your primary data now. And one more thing, Lakshman, just for your, yes, you're right, very good. Your books and records are the past records, and the past records becomes a primary source for historical data. Okay, now here one more thing, Lakshman, for you also and for others also. I'll take back to this question. See here one more thing. One more thing, because just now I was thinking, see, they have given the word as report. You have learned report. We have learned report writing. Report writing is done always once the event has been occurred. So from that sense also they can catch you with your answer. I mean to say, I'm just giving all the possibilities how you have to think. So report is done only after the event occurs. Report writing is done after that. So in that sense it becomes what? It becomes a secondary data. Just be careful. Okay. Yes. Now going to question number 20. Yes. Which of the following options are the main tasks of the research in modern society? This is a repeated question again, because drastically it was gone wrong in the last week. So let's see whether you remember what we have learned. Which of the following options are the main tasks of the research in modern society? So modern society talks about what? Keeping the space with advancement, to discover new things, to write a critique on the earlier writings, or to systematically examine and critically analyze the investigations with objectivity. So which of the following will be a right way of looking at research through modern times? Which code I mean to say? Okay, this is repeated topic. Elimination round, if you remember, I will give you a little hint. But yes, those who are answering, let them answer and a little bit put pressure on their minds. Yes, very good. If you remember, we have started that. We started with the help of elimination, right? To write a critique on earlier research writings will definitely not ethical practice as per the modern research. So option number 3 goes out. So straight away your option number A, that is advancement, progress, discovering new things and analyzing and examining the things critically with investigation goes up with the right answer. Okay, so 20 questions are already done. We are still left with 5. So let's buck up now and just catch the speed. It is now the match the following. Your interviews. So they have given the interviews and they have given the meaning. So there comes structured interview, it comes unstructured interview, it comes focused interview, and it comes clinical interview. So basically what it talks about. Deepa, I know your 2-3 doubts. So what I'll do is that I have to teach you in detail. So tomorrow's class, see, tomorrow anyways we have that one option plus day, wherein I will take this one, approaches, and I will take that longitudinal cross sectional topics also. I'll take that. Okay. Here if you know the basic words are given, if you can catch that words, your whole answer will go right. Okay. Yes, everyone. So all are correct. So basically, structured interviews and unstructured interviews, if you understand, structured interviews are the interviews which goes, with a predetermined set of questions, okay, wherein it is pre-planned. Unstructured interviews have lot of flexibility. So if you go with that 4 and 1, that is already right. But let's little bit understand. Focused interview are those interviews which have attention on the questions to be answered. They are very up to the point from what is the objective of an interview. And clinical interview, it's an individual life experience that is based on clinical interviews, those are the same which is based on individual life experience. Okay, so it was easy question, but sometimes it can be difficult also. Fine, let's go to question number 22, bibliography. Bibliography given in a research report tells you what, or it helps for what? To show the vast knowledge of the researcher, to help those who are interested in further research, has no relevance to research, or all the above. So what does the bibliography talks about? Okay, in the research report, when we talk about bibliography, what does it indicates? Okay, Arun, read question okay, 20, you are answering for 20, fine, sorry, there are some, okay. Now, yes, when we talk about bibliography in research, it is with an intention, because even if we refer some research paper, we try to check the bibliography. So it gives an extensive, you can tell an extent help for those who are interested to do a further research in that particular topic. So bibliography talks about what? It helps those who are interested in the further research. Bibliography, which is a part of research report. Okay, fine. Question number 23. Okay, very common question of research, and everyone should know this 100% perfectly. Research problem is selected on standpoint of what, or viewpoint of what? Researcher's interest, financial support, social relevance, or availability of relevant literature. This last set of questions are a bit easy, so that you should be able to score and get motivated to learn this unit well. So research problem is selected from the standpoint of what? Researcher's interest, financial support, the social relevance, or with the availability of literature review. Manoharan, what went wrong with 23 question? 23, my god. See, this is the basic, when you're learning research, this is the basic thing which you have to learn. Please try to understand, whenever you are doing a research as a researcher, please try to understand your research proposal will only accepted if your research proposal has something to do with the social relevance. The answer is not researcher's interest. Your research proposal, whenever you are doing a research as an individual researcher, okay, or when you're writing a research paper also, only those topics will be accepted or approved which has a social relevance. This is a very basic concept. Please try to understand. It never goes with researcher's interest. A very basic ethics of research. This is a part of ethics of research. Whenever research problem is selected, it has to have a social relevance. It has to help the society in overcoming certain problems. Please be careful. This is one of the common question which should not go wrong by anyone. Is it clear with everyone? Everyone, majority of them said A, which is completely wrong. It has to do with the society relevance. Is it clear? Next, question number 24. Which of the following principle is not applicable to sampling? Now see, it is not. The word is sometime highlighted, sometime not. So sample units must be clearly defined. See, it is not applicable. So read the question very clearly. It should be clearly defined. The sample units must be dependent on each other. Units of sample should be used throughout the study. Sample units must be chosen in systematic and objective manner. So which you think is not applicable to the sampling? Yes, you can do this with elimination round. Keep aside what is right. You will easily find out the wrong one. 24th, okay. Go with elimination round, do's and don'ts. So what is not applicable you will get easily. Okay, I'm just seeing everyone's answer. I'm just purposely waiting so that everyone gets a chance to answer and then understand what mistake they did. Okay, so when it comes to not applicable, see, samples must be clearly defined. Yes, obviously that is a part of your research methodology. Same units of sample, obviously I mean to say that's how your data collection and analysis will be based when you are having the same units. Sample units must be chosen in an objective and systematic manner. It is not applicable that the samples should be dependent on each other. It is not applicable. This is not applicable when it comes to the principles of sampling or the rule for sampling. Okay, samples. Majority of them gave right. Those who went wrong, I have told them clearly. Do and do. Elimination will only help this answer to come right. Okay, because rest of the points stands to be clearly a part of sampling. And comes the last question for the day. Suppose you want to investigate the work efficiency of nationalized bank in India. Just read the question very carefully and slowly come to the answer. You want to investigate, you want to do a research on the efficiency of nationalized banking in India. Which of the following research sampling you will go for? Whether you will go for area sampling, whether you will go for multi-stage sampling, whether you will go for sequential. I've explained you what is sequential. Whether you will go for quota sampling. So which of the sampling will you go when it comes to the above example? Okay, waiting for answers, everyone. $25. No one has answered yet. Okay. Mr. Triptii has two options. So lifeline I have to give. BC. Okay, BC. Okay, fine. See, I don't know why C is coming. Sequential sampling, Manoharan, I said working efficiency. I mean to say what basically in sequential we learned very well. Statistical data should be required. So here it is working efficiency, that is performance level, that you do not take in the data, I mean to say statistical form. Okay, see, first of all, the answer is right is B. Now why? That is multi-stage sampling. See, now what example they give is, you are talking about all the nationalized Bank of India. So when we see that, we have to take the banks, like for example, from the each and every state. So multi-stage sampling divides the large population into the stages to make the sampling process more practical. So a combination of stratified, various strata, you have to make a strata, okay, or a cluster, you can do it in the form of cluster, and simple random sampling is used. So like for example, when you see the country of India, okay, the banks, okay, whether from the various states, whether from the various districts, whether from the various local areas, or whether from the various villages. So if you see here, you have to have the multi levels in order to bring, because nationalized bank, no, so that is, they have been spread to the metro cities, to the rural areas, to the remote areas. So you have to find each and every strata where the nationalized banks are spread. So here you talk about what? You talk about multi-stage sampling. Now see, Again, if you are talking about only a particular state or a particular region or a particular local place, so that can be area sampling, but it depends upon what type of question they are giving you as an example. So here, if you talk of India, you have to consider every state, and that's the reason it will be in the form of what? It will be in the form of multi-state sampling. Is it clear? Now, tomorrow session, tomorrow we'll be having session. Most probably it will be a premier session which will be at 9, because Wednesday session and timing I'll tell you what it will be for the marathon of teaching aptitude. Try your level best not to miss the marathon of teaching aptitude. It will help, that is a crash course of teaching aptitude. It will help you if you still have not revised or missed any points. Yes, scores, I'm waiting till the time you can count your scores and put in the chat box. And tomorrow we will take concepts. I have just jotted down. Some students have raised the topics on approaches. Some students have raised the topic on this one, longitudinal and cross sectional. Shreya, what was your topic? I'll just see in the chat box also. If you had any specific, inductive and deductive I'll take. As I said, longitudinal and cross sectional I will take. So all the doubts, I will take tomorrow in the theory class. So tomorrow we will again have research in place, and day after tomorrow we will have a long session of crash course. Okay, so just energize yourself for crash course. It will be a bit lengthy, but we are going to cover everything. Okay, so 1922 goes Pratiksha Goswami, good score. Ajay, good. Shelly has done good. Shreya, I know, I understand. So see, this is happening with you consistently. So it is an indication that if you are putting efforts, you have to increase your efforts little bit more. Okay, now increase, it means I'm not saying that you increase the time. I'm saying so small things, reading the question carefully, understanding the concepts carefully, that is very, very important. Okay. Yes, Neelam, I couldn't see you answering very actively today. I noticed that. Okay. Ajay, actually, this is all analysis based on your previous year question papers. But yes, in the second round, I will again go through a look for last year papers, and I will do that. Okay. Tertiary data, that is a combination of primary and secondary data. Okay, no problem, Shelly. Yes, you that day also you said. Okay, yes, no issues. Paper 2 also, I hope everyone is aware that paper 2 courses we have for management, computer science, economics and commerce. So anyone is interested can again get in touch with us. The fees is 7,000, but with this you get paper 1 completely free. No issues, yes. So we are going to do tomorrow the theory class, and then we will tomorrow I'll declare the time also for your marathon. Okay, so thank you everyone. See you in the next class with some theory concepts to be revised. Okay, thank you everyone.